This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and today we're here for a special announcement by iRacing. This is something they've been making kind of a big deal about. We got 3 minutes, 29 seconds left on the clock. It's been jumping around a little bit. We are on the internet, so you never know. It could happen a little early, it could happen a little late. But this is sort of unique. I mean, a little over a year ago, iRacing pulled their April Fool's stunt. Big joke on everyone, got everyone. Then this year, at April Fool's, they made another announcement. This time it was legit, but it still had everyone freaked out thinking that they are doing another April Fool's announcement. Then this time around, in their release notes for Season 4 2016, with the big build that included Le Mans and a lot of big upgrades to the sim, they did hold out on one piece of information, but they put it in red and they made a big deal. Next week, we're making this very special, very big announcement. And so here we are today, 2 minutes, 42 seconds left on the clock. Now, just them talking about this sort of started like a whole thing on the forums with people conspiring or figuring out, trying to figure out what was this big announcement? What does iRacing have up their sleeve? And there are people who claim to have insider information. There are others who just had their own ideas. I myself have no clue, but I do have my own speculation. But some of the things that I see out there, I see people talking about maybe weather. Maybe we're going to have changing weather, rain, wet tracks, drying driving lines. That's something that could happen. Maybe they're talking about AI, finally having it so you could run in a single player type mode. There are other things. There are a lot of things. Day to night transitions. They have Le Mans. Endurance racing has been bigger and bigger in iRacing over the years. Well, day to night transitions would be a perfect addition to that. Then you think maybe it's a new track, but is just a new track a big enough a deal for this kind of a special live presentation? Or is it a new car? And I can't think of mini cars or brand names that they could have acquired. I mean, to be a special live presentation of 1 minute 30 seconds, it would have to be a marquee like Ferrari or Porsche, something so big that it changed the sim somehow. There are plenty of other ways they could have gone. I'm just sitting here thinking through my brain, what could they have up their sleeve? Ooh, I hear some build-up music now going on. Maybe they have a new graphics engine. I mean, their sim has great running graphics, but they don't have some of those effects of some of the gamier sims or some of the newer sims. So maybe it's a new graphics engine. So many possibilities out there. One other thing, I just got back from Mazda Raceway, seeing Glenn McGee and Camille Franchock. You think of the Hutus and the Contis, the guys who've won big prize money. Maybe they have a new big series sponsorship and some big paying money or big opportunities for a driver or some company involved like Mazda. Or maybe Mazda has kicked in even more. Who knows? Anyway, I don't want to throw too much speculation out there because you never know what it could actually be, but we are down to crunch time, 23 seconds. I'm just going to watch it live with you, give you my thoughts and impressions on it. I'd love to hear what you have to say, so once we get this video out there, if you have comments, put them with this video. I think this will be a great opportunity for discussion on the direction of iRacing and things they have coming. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
It starts when you climb into the car by the window. You start up the engine. It's a unique noise, you know. Then this fantastic gearbox, a rally gearbox, which when I drove it today is still up to date, you know. To drive an all-wheel car is something really exciting. When you drive a normal car, you put the power down, some wheels are spinning. There's no spinning, there's just forward, you know, the bloody thing always moves forward. With this car, bam, you hit the head down and off it went, like on a rubber string, you know. You approach the corner sometimes in first, even second gear, you shift it down, you knew when you hit the throttle pedal, the boost is right there, and then when you really did it, you put the power down, the immediate response of the boost, the immediate power that hits you into the seat, the immediate grip, and the immediate pulling around the corner with any spinning wheels, you know. I mean, those are moments in life you never forget.
Oh. So it looks like it is a car. The Audi, oh, you hear that snort? The Audi Quattro.
Porsche factory driver. And once a day, Professor Pierre called, he was the former head of us, said, Hans, we need you, we want to go to America.
Audi stopped in rallying and decided to go on track racing. It was a decision to support the American market with the presence of Audi, because the market sailed from Audi in the US. They dropped down and they had to do something about it. The first car which then came out on track was the 1988 Audi Trans Am.
When Audi asked me to go over there with the Trans Am car in '88, I was almost ready to go in 1 second. During the season then, we found out that Trans Am is a cool championship, but we need to prove a little bit more. Where can we show a little bit more technique? Where do we have other racing teams engaged, other manufacturers? So then, of course, IMSA got an option, which I like pretty much, because then we have a little bit more of a race car. And as soon as I got into the car the first time testing in south of France, I was totally positively shocked, We learned pretty quickly, due to the fact that we have an all-wheel drive system, the famous Quattro system, we need to find out how to best spray the load over the front and rear axle, because this was part of our big advantage. We didn't have the horsepower like a Corvette has or a Mustang had, and we didn't have the torque, for example, we had a turbocharged engine. So we needed to find out to do the best for our tires in putting the load to the front and to the rear. Walter Röhrl was in the team as a test driver, not only as a race car driver, because he had this experience brought in from rally championship, They were playing there with 20, 30, 40% in the front and in the rear to find the right balance.
Which version?
And the more testing we did, the more exciting I got,
Inspired by their convincing overall victory in the 1988 American Trans Am Series, Audi decided to move up a league. After all, success demands promotion, and IMSA is the top series in production car racing in the USA.
We were a really tight group, And when we had free time, we were thinking about things, what they can do to the car. And because everybody took it so seriously, there were little things, like on the car we could try. Remember my engineer Thomas Andor, who was in charge of the engines, for example. We did so much fine-tuning on the engine in terms of throttle response. Turbo response was a big issue, because normally when you go off the throttle, go on, then you sit and wait. 21, 22, boom, then the turbo comes, But with the system we used from rallying, with this pre-holding pressure system, you put the pedal and power was right there. But to adapt this all to racing tracks, it needs a lot of talks to the engineer, to the people. They knew it from Walter in terms of rally, which is a different venue. But this intense group work we had made us so successful,
Als Botschafter des Rallye-Sports, ich muss also die Rallyefahrer hier vertreten, damit die Rennfahrer endlich wissen, dass wir Rallyefahrer auf der Rundstrecke genauso gut sind wie sie.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear this car.
The standard kind of engines which were used in the US series was a V8 engine. This is a 5-cylinder turbo engine with 720 horsepower. This was a very unique sound, and this was something you heard. You were sitting on the grandstand somewhere, and the people can really identify the car out of 10 other cars, which was the Audi or not.
Okay, we can watch them now as they take over this 127 off-course. Boy, Hans Stuck wants to go around because Strong's light automobile, the Mercury Cougars, he's got the fast front end of that four-wheel drive Audi Quattro. Boy, those are solid automobiles.
Yeah, some of the races we knew have the other cars, the Mustangs, everybody, and the Nissan. They have originally a better chance because they have just more power, and they were also faster down the straight. But we had to wait. We had to be patient. Till they are sort of little bit, they burned their tires, in terms of oversteer. They were very tough on braking. We had very good brakes, and we knew the more patient we are in the beginning, the better we are in the end. It worked out 90%, When those guys blew the tires off and burned the brakes, then we passed by whole 80 and just passed them, Lime Rock was great because there was this jump, you know, and there's one picture with the car, the front wheel in the air. Too low for flying and too fast for driving, you know, what I always used to say, which is good.
Missing the first two races of the season at Daytona and Sebring spoiled Audi's chances in the series as a whole.
The decision was not to run Sebring and Daytona because the development window was very, very narrow.
Nevertheless, the Quattros managed more wins than any other team, coming first at Summit Point, West Virginia, Lexington, Ohio, Topeka, Kansas, Sears Point, California, Watkins Glen, New York, Lime Rock, Connecticut, and Laguna Seca, California.
There's a clear list of my favorite race cars. Number one on the list is Porsche 962. There's no doubt because it was the perfect combination. And second was the GTO, because it was kind of a on the upper edge regular chassis car transformed into a race car and was closer to a race car than to a street car. You know what I mean? The Audi V8 or the BMW 6 Series or 3 Series that I raced, you know, those were street cars made into a race car. But this was actually the maximum we could do out of a street car. And then the combination of the unique sound, the power, the gearbox, just great.
Laser scanning.
For the friends and fans of iRacing, I can just give you the good idea. Try it. And maybe try a car which has a rear-wheel drive with lots of horsepower and choose any tight corner and then try it with the Audi 90. You will have the experience.
It's already
of your
built,
life,
it looks like.
It's on a rubber band, you know, like you hold, you leave it off and boom, the car accelerates. Just try it. And then let me know.
Drive it now. So, the Audi Quattro IMSA GTO, Hans Stuck's second favorite car. A lot of speculation as to what the announcement was going to be. Turns out it is a car, not even an entire marquee, but part 2, September 20th. Drive the PR code. You can drive it today on iRacing. Sign up on iRacing, use this promo to grab your free Audi 90 GTO. New members only. Code will expire in 72 hours. encore presentation in 2 minutes. So one question I still have before I bring this to an end is, gosh, with them having dirt coming, we saw the on-track version. I saw a couple clips of the rally car version of the Audi Quattro. I wonder if this could be one of our first dual sport. I could be speculating way ahead of myself there. But very cool announcement from iRacing, something you can do instantly, something that nobody knew was coming. All of the forums, everything I read, everything from what I heard from people, they all got it wrong. This was totally, completely kept secret. And again, Hans Stuck, anybody who's been around racing a long time knows the name, legendary guy, legendary car, and this is a beast of a turbo boosted horsepower kind of car, which is going to be so much fun to drive. I can just imagine. I can't wait. I'm going to get in there as quick as I can and turn some laps. So there you have it, the big announcement. You can tune in at iRacing.com, catch this video as well, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this announcement with the comments of this video. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole. I'll see you on the track in an Audi Quattro.